Hello everybody, welcome back to Ouroboros Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is a mini pick a card reading looking into what is next in love, and I have 4 piles for you to choose from today. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Go ahead and pause this if you need to find the pile that sits right with your energy, and I will see you in a minute. Hello, pile 1. So today's pick a card reading is a mini pick a card reading, which means I've already pulled all of the cards that we are going to be using today, and also we have less cards than usual. And today's mini pick a card reading is looking into what is next in love for you currently. And for the oracle cards that I've pulled for you guys, we have Imagine, the Self, and No One is Yours But You. So what this is telling me, pile 1, is that this is a period in life that's very, very special, that I think you're going to be looking back on one day and realize just how special of a time period it was. It's a very unique time. And I get the feeling that what's next in love for you is a period of self-love. But this isn't the kind, like, this isn't one in which it's disappointing. So like if you're sitting there thinking, oh man, that's not what I wanted to hear, this might not be your pile, although I do think that this is beautiful, and there probably is still a message in here for you. This seems to be more so a time in which you want to focus just on yourself. There's an aspect here of realizing that there are other things to be worked on, to be explored, to be played with, other than just a relationship with another person. There are other parts of your life currently or in the near future that you're going to be wanting to water. It's something that you're really desiring for yourself. And I get the feeling that for a lot of you, you're looking at yourself and being honest and realizing that you might not be able to give another person your fullest attention or your complete self, because you have other hopes and dreams that are just as important that you want to give more of yourself to than a connection right now. And in doing so, you're learning more about yourself. You're learning more about what it is that you desire in a partnership. You're learning more about what it is that you want out of life and how you can achieve it. You're learning more about perhaps the responsibilities that you've put on others in the past that now you're realizing may not have been fair to them, as others are trying to put responsibilities onto you that you don't think are your responsibility when you're trying to focus on your own evolution and your own adventure and life path. There's also an aspect here about just learning about yourself, learning about the areas in which you want to work on, the areas in which you think are your strengths, and accepting all of it, accepting everything for what it is, as what it is. And in doing so, it becomes easier to acknowledge where your limits are, where your expectations might be too high or too short. They fall too short. There's just so much here indicating that this is a really special time in which you're watering yourself in ways that perhaps you never have even thought of in the past before. We also have for the tarot the Magician, the Wheel of Fortune, the Ten of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Star. This is so interesting because if you look at what's clarifying all of these cards, they're all pentacles. This is telling me that this is a period in the near future where you are really going to be grounding yourself. I get the feeling that you guys are perhaps creatives of some kind. You guys are focusing on your career or just money in general, getting your finances in order. But that doesn't have to be the case. You don't have to be a creative or somebody who's focusing on your career. This to me is indicative. The Magician and the Wheel of Fortune and the Nine of Pentacles. There's so many ways to interpret this. And another thing that I'm seeing is that this is a time period in which you are rebuilding your confidence, your sense of self. your sense of self-worth. And in doing so, in using this time to water the things that are most important to you and you alone, you're becoming a person in which eventually you will be able to give an equal amount. You will be able to be a good partner because you will feel whole and complete on your own, and therefore you will be able to give to others who are also feeling whole and complete. So even though this might feel like a connection, or not a connection, but a time period in which you're not with someone in a connection, this is telling me that it's leading up to a connection. It's leading up to a connection that is completely healthy and whole, and perhaps even on a soul level connection with this 10 of Cups, but definitely one that's long term if that's something that you're desiring. You're entering a period where the amount of self-love that you are pouring into yourself is manifesting all of your deepest desires. It's truly beautiful. Let's go ahead and get you guys an affirmation, if I can find them. Okay. What affirmation is there for pile 1? What does pile 1 need to hear right now when it comes to their future? Okay, we have 2 cards. I communicate with ease and grace, and I am in sync with the flow of life. All right, pile 1, well, that's what I'm seeing for you today. If this resonated, I would love to hear about how it did in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for giving me the chance to read for you today, and I hope that I'll have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye! Hello, pile 2. So today's pick a card reading is a mini pick a card reading, meaning that I've already pulled all of the cards that we're going to be using for today, and also there are much less cards than what is normal in my regular readings. And for your oracle cards today, I've pulled Cosmic Exploration, the One, the Starborn, and Observer. So we're asking the question, what's next in love? And based on these cards alone, what I would say is that what's next in love is that someone is on their way to you, or if you're already in a connection, this person that you're in a connection with, or if you realize that this person isn't the one is on the way, or the person that you're in the connection with right now, you're realizing is the one that you want to spend your life with. This seems to be a connection that's full of love. What's next in love for you is love, and it's the best kind of love. It's the kind where there's trust and respect and security, and by security I mean emotional security. It seems like this person is going to help you realize parts of yourself that perhaps you never realized weren't being watered. It might help you realize what it is that you want out of life in other areas of your life outside of a romantic connection. But the Starborn, the biggest message that I'm getting with the Starborn is that what's next in love is a connection that's destined to be. I also get the feeling that this is something that's going to be challenging you to really step outside of perhaps your reactive brain when it comes to being triggered, and rather be in a place of observation and observing how you're feeling, observing how you're reacting, and then coming into the connection from a place of trust, because it seems to me like there's an immense amount of trust that is deserving here when it comes to this connection. We also have, when it comes to this what's next in love, we have the King of Wands, Justice, the Six of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Eight of Cups, the Emperor, and the Ace of Wands. So I get the feeling that for most of you, this is a connection that's going to be brand new, or a connection where there's going to be a fresh start of some kind. But this connection is one that is full of passion. It's not boring by any means. I know that at times people can find connections that are good for them to be a little bit boring. And what this is telling me, the King of Wands and the Hierophant, is that while this is a connection that is good for you, this is a connection that is committed, this is somebody who wants to do right by you, that doesn't mean that it's lacking in passion of any kind. There seems to definitely be desire here and physical attraction to one another. With Justice and the Eight of Cups, this is telling me that it might be a connection in which you are being encouraged to work on your own healing, walk away from old habits that are no longer serving you, that could potentially harm this connection. And with the Six of Pentacles and the Emperor, this is telling me that this might be a connection like none that you've ever been in before, where suddenly you're not having to be the one that's holding it all together or picking up all the pieces and scrambling to get them put back into place. It seems like this is going to be an equal partnership where the person that you're going to be in a connection with is going to be making an equal amount of effort because they value this connection on the same level that you do. And with the Ace of Wands, this is telling me that this is a time in which manifesting things will be really, it's a really good time to do that. But this is also a time in the near future where inspiration can be found everywhere. It's like the rose-colored glasses aren't just for this connection. These rose-colored glasses that are coming with the connection are showing up with all of life, and suddenly you're going to be seeing things from different perspectives and learning different things about yourself and coming up with new ideas. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you guys, pile 2. Let's go ahead and get you guys an affirmation. What is it that pile 2 needs to hear when it comes to what is next in love? What do they need to hear? When I see good in others, I acknowledge it out loud. All right, pile 2, well, this is what I'm seeing for you. If this resonated, I would love to hear about how it did in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for giving me the chance to read for you, pile 2, and I hope that I'll have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye! Hello, pile 3. So today's pick a card reading is a mini pick a card reading, and we are looking into what is next in love for you guys. And mini pick a card readings mean that I've already pulled all of the cards for your reading, and we have much less cards than what I would usually use, but it will be short and sweet and to the point. It's still going to be clear messages. So first and foremost, I have your oracle cards here, and for those we have Blessed, the Eternal Child, and Pink Bubble Fairy. This is telling me, pile 3, that you've more than likely, or you will more than likely in the near future, be finding your life partner. This is something that you've imagined or envisioned for yourself, and it's coming into fruition. Your manifestations, your hopes, and your dreams are coming true in the near future. The Eternal Child is also telling me that this is a lifelong connection. This is one in which you two will grow old together, and yet will remind one another of the you that you really are, the version of yourself, the younger version of yourself. It's also a really joyful connection. This is a connection that's always seeking joy. There's happiness here, and it's something that you don't need to do anything. It's our birthright when we are born to be loved and to love in return, and at times it feels as though we have to work for that. And of course, when it comes to connections, there is work involved, but this is telling me that no matter what, even if you are trying to manifest and suddenly you become really anxious about things coming into fruition, this is telling me that no matter what, even if you are anxious, even if you are worried, even if you don't believe it, it's still coming to you. It's still yours. So don't worry about you worrying. It's okay, if that makes sense. But that's what I'm seeing. And then when it comes to the tarot, we have the Hanged One, the Knight of Swords, the Nine of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles, the 4 of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, and then on the back of the deck we have the 10 of Wands. This connection is going to be one in which you can take a breath. You can unpack the baggage that, or the ugly sides or the ugly things in your closet that perhaps you've hidden from others, and you can share that with this person without fear. It seems like you can rest here. You can rest in their comfort. With the Hanged One and the 10 of Pentacles, this is telling me that no matter what, this is on its way to you, and this is a connection where you're going to be building a legacy together, whether or not that's starting a family or combining your finances or going into business together, creating memories together that will last a lifetime. It's very beautiful and stable energy. I get the feeling that this connection might be something that happens very rapidly and might lead to marriage very quickly. But with the 9 of Cups and then the Knight of Pentacles, this is telling me that it's very important to remember that there's no need to rush something when it's right. And to remember to just enjoy the present moment with one another and allow things to unfold naturally rather than rush them. This one, it's really what I'm seeing. I just see such a joyful connection, one that's on its way to you no matter what, one that you've envisioned for a very long time, one that's going to be happening rapidly, but doesn't need to happen rapidly because your wishes are going to come true regardless. It's not going to slip through your fingers. And this is going to be something that really allows you to breathe, allows you to rest, allows you to feel safe, perhaps after a long period of time of not having anyone to depend on, there's going to be somebody to share life's ups and downs with. But that's what I'm seeing for you, pile 3. Let's go ahead and get you an affirmation before we end this and see what comes through. What affirmation is there for pile 3 when it comes to what's next in love? What affirmation is there for pile 3 when it comes to what's next? Any day now. What affirmation? Okay. I love it. It says, "Let me be still today and listen to the truth in silence." All right, pile 3, that's what I'm seeing for you today. If this resonated, I would love to hear about how it did in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for giving me the chance to read for you guys today, and I hope that I'll have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye! Hello, pile 4. So today's pick a card reading is a mini pick a card reading, which means that I've already pulled all of the cards that we're going to be using for this reading today, and also there's much less cards than what I would normally pull. However, I am going to be picking up on the most prominent energies, and hopefully you will still have clear and concise messages come through for you guys. So first and foremost, with your oracle cards, we have number 35, Left Out with the Wolves, the Mask, Gnosis, and Fork in the Road. So what this is telling me, there's a couple of things this is telling me, pile 4. The first one is that there is a level up of some kind. You are going through a transformation of some kind in the near future when it comes to love. And this is really positioning you into a position of power, into a position of being in your throne, knowing what your worth is, and also feeling confident enough in yourself to be who you truly are so that you can authentically connect with others. There's an element here of being able to know when something has run its course, know when something isn't for you, and being able to genuinely walk away and let that connection go without doubt or hesitation or fear or resentment in order to continue your path onto what is meant for you. Which is something that not very many people can do, if we're being honest. So this is a pretty powerful, growing chapter for you in what's next in love. When it comes to the tarot, we have the Queen of Wands, the Five of Cups, the Knight of Swords, the Six of Swords, Temperance, the Seven of Swords, the Knight of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. Yeah, it seems like in the near future, what's next in love for you is the ability to call people out on their bullshit, the ability to know when something is not meant for you and allow yourself to walk away before it turns into a shitstorm. I see you as this Queen of Wands, somebody who is in their power, somebody who knows what it is that they want, and somebody who does not waste their time on things that are not serving them. And this, of course, isn't to say that this doesn't come with loneliness. Of course, it can be difficult to not settle, especially when you want a connection, but you're not settling. That's what I'm seeing here is somebody who is refusing to settle, and good for you. And in doing this, even though there is longing or heartache that comes with walking away from things, even when we know they're not meant for us, it also saves you from a world of heartbreak later on down the line, knowing that you're lying to yourself or knowing that the person that you're with is lying to you. It seems like there's probably going to be many different partners when it comes to what's next in love until you find that person that actually shows up for you as a divine counterpart. And that's very normal and healthy. Not every single person that we meet is meant for us. And the sooner we can accept that, and the sooner we can be authentic to ourselves and know what it is that we want, the sooner we can see what it is that we do want the second it arrives. There's just an element here of like not taking any nonsense from anyone, and really paving the way. Like what's next in love is you're clearing the path for your love to come. You're not wasting any time. It's very beautiful and powerful. But that's what I'm seeing with these cards. Let's go ahead and get you guys an affirmation before we end the reading. What affirmation is there for pile 4? Yes, 110%. I honor my self-worth by asking for what I want. Yeah, this is a time for you of self-discovery, self-worth, and honoring yourself in every way possible, worshiping yourself in every way possible, and not putting up with anything less than what it is that you deserve. But that's what I'm seeing for you, pile 4. Thank you so much for giving me the chance to read for you today. If this resonated, I would love to hear about how it did in the comment section down below. And hopefully I'll have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye!